Okay, I think now it is live. Okay, let me share my screen. Still upcoming. Refresh it once. Coming. Okay. Okay. So in the previous session, okay, we had dealt with functions. We saw keyword arguments. Okay, and we also saw how functions are executed in the memory. Right? Yes or no? How functions are executed? ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಏನೋ ದೆವ್ವ ನೋಡಿದಂಗೆ ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ರಲ್ರಿ ಹಾ? ಹ್ಮ್ ಹ್ಮ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ವಾ ನೀವು ಇನ್ನೂ ಸೇಮ್ ನಾನು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಮಾಡಿ ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಹೌದು ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಎವ್ರಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನ ಕಮಿಟ್ reconnect. So this is a virtual machine. Okay, you can work on it. So steady, you are saying, you are using internet and you are working the board. This is what is virtual machine. But see, there is no right path. But directly functions, no? From the previous course. Right. Because here it is different. Okay. How functions are executed in memory? It allows the execution process going on. After once it's executed, it disappears from the memory. ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಹಾಂ ಫಸ್ಟಿಂದ ರನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಸಿ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ವರ್ಚುವಲ್ ಮಷಿನ್ okay Jupyter notebook runs on internet and your data is not saved, only these words are saved. ನೀವೇನು ಕೋಡ್ ಬರ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಲ್ಲ ಅದಷ್ಟೇ ಸೇವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಡ್ರೈವ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಇಟ್ ಸೇವ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ ಡ್ರೈವ್. Tomorrow if you open you have to run it once again from top to bottom, right? Okay. So today we will deal with nested function. You ready? What is nested function? What is nested if else? If else statements See, we can create a function inside a function. That is also possible in Python. Okay, so how do you create? Def f def, right? Def ಬರ್ಬೇಕು ತಾನೆ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ. Okay, so def, so you guys have to pay attention ಆಯ್ತಾ whenever I'm explaining. Please see, have all your attention here and on my voice, or else you will not understand. Okay, def g of x. Huh. Can you see now? Okay, so g of x. Okay, View, I think. Okay, fine. Okay, so f of x, then g of x, right? Then क्या हुआ फारिस क्यों बात कर रहे हो? Okay, f of x. Inside that, I can create one more function, g of x. Okay, I will write print inside function g. Hmm? Then I have to call f of x once again. Okay, then call g of x. Yes, yes, inside function f. Okay, this is nested function. What is nested? A function inside the function. See, I'll explain you. Okay, I created a function called as f of x. F function name is f. I created one more function inside f function, that is g. Now I'm inside what g, because colon haki enter ಮಾಡ್ತಾ g ಒಳಗೆ ಬಂತು. So I'm inside g. But when you're creating a nested function, you have to call the function two times. So this will create into a loop. Loop ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡತ್ತೆ. You're calling the function, na? Inside the function, you're calling the function. Inside function, you're calling the function. So if I run this, na, this loop will keep printing. Okay, if I call this function, you see f of x, if I call this function, this loop will keep printing. See, inside, understanding now? See, see, maximum recursion depth allo itu. Able to understand, right? Okay, so this is the beauty of nested function. Okay, so I have written something called as functions are first class citizens. One concept is there, functions are first class citizens. What do you mean by first class citizens? Yes, okay. Like if I want to say being an Indian citizen, I can be called as first class citizen because I can access to most of the rights and privilege that country has offered. Yes or no? Okay. So when I call something as first class, okay, we all know data types are first class because they can access everything. Yes or no? They can access variables. If I consider data types ಯಾವ್ದಿದೆ ಹೇಳಿ? What are the data types in Python? Huh? Huh? Number, list. Yes. Huh. So whatever, correct. So whatever, listen to me carefully. Whatever these data types have rights and privilege, even function can also have rights and privilege. Okay, I'll show you an example. I'll create a function called as square. And I'll pass a number. Okay, then return num star star 2, and I can run this. See, Aita, you have something called as type function. Type function we had seen. Okay, what type function will do? Data types. Okay, so I can use type function with square also. Nodi. Type what? Type it's a function, right? Yes or no? Type it's a function. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? Okay, so type of, see, if I write, okay, a equal to 10, okay, then if I write type of a, what is the output I get? What is the output I'll get? Class int, or if I print this now, I'll get class int. I can use type function with square also. It's a class function. That's why functions are also first class. I can check the ID also. What is the memory ID? Okay. Print ID of square. Is square a class? Is square a variable? What is square? What is the function, right? So whatever privilege other data types are having, even functions will have. Even functions will have what? Same thing inherit ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, okay? So it will give me memory address also. So I can use ID function with my function. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? So square badly I can put my name also. Def Faki. So functions are what? First class citizens. Okay, you have something called as deleting a function. Okay, and then sorry, assigning a function. Okay, I can assign a function to a variable. ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿ? I can assign a function to a variable. How? Assign a function to a variable ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿ? ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬರಿಬೇಕು? How to write it? If I want to assign a function to a variable, how should I write? ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಲೆ ಓಡಿಸಿ. English, it's in my word only, sentence only. You should call the, okay, you should call the function. Then
For that, we have to function of it. Which one is question?
see, ನನ್ನ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. You haven't understood my question. I want to assign a function to a variable. English ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ?
Function of the
Yes.
function of
I have to assign a function to a variable. If I want to assign 10 to a variable, how do you do it? X equal to 10. Now, if I want to assign a function to a variable, correct, that's what I'm asking. X equal to function name. Now, X becomes what?
function.
Can I do X of 10? What is the answer I'll get? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ? Understood. See, I created a function called a square. None function def. I assigned it to a variable. If I do type of x, what I'll get? Type of x, if I do, what I'll get? Function. X ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಈಗ? Function ಇದೆ. Okay, and functions requires what? A parameter called as num. I can put brackets and I can make my variable as a function. Understanding? Understanding, right? Because return type is what? N into n square. ಹೌದ್ ತಾನೆ? ನೀವು ಸಿ ಮರ್ತೋಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಏನ್ರಿ? ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಫಾರ್ಗಾಟನ್ ಸಿ ಆರ್ ವಾಟ್? These are there in C. You write return na. In main function, what you do? A equal to, you write function name. Int main bardi. Okay, you create a variable right there. Create a variable and then you call the function and assign the value to a variable. That is what I have done. So now, how to delete a function? How to delete a function? Just use del keyword. Del and name of the function. Done. Gone. You can delete a function also using del keyword. Now ready? Del. Okay. So now will function as argument is not required, I guess. Okay. And there is one more beauty of the function. I can use function as an argument. ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ function as an argument ಅಂದ್ರೆ what is function as an argument? Huh? Passing a function as an argument. Argument ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ ಈಗ? What is an argument? ಏನ್ರಿ ಓದಲ್ಲ ಏನ್ರಿ ನೀವು ಮನೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಆರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಲೈವ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದೆ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು ಐ ಆಸ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಮೀಟರ್ whatever you pass during a function call is what argument is what are parameters that is parameter what is function as an argument passing what passing values are function as an argument ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ passing a function as an argument see instead of passing a value I'll pass a function that is what function as an argument is ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ what is function as an argument passing a function to a function so how to see I'll create one function okay def function a print inside function a def function b print inside function c okay see print function b I'm calling the function I'm passing function a this is what function as an argument right this is what function as an argument right so I created two functions okay print I should have passed function 1 okay in this now I'm passing one more function function a that is what function as an argument is okay so I can use function and I can pass a function as a whole in an argument ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ವಾ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ what is an argument first you should understand that see I created square function def square return so I created a function okay now I can print this function square use ಮಾಡಿ so what is n here n is what parameter if I want to pass a value what is this 10 is what 10 is a parameter ನೀವೇನು ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿಲ್ವಾ your guys are not in conscious or what is n what is 10 here huh what is 10 10 is what ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಏನು 10 ಹೇಳು argument then why you are telling parameter again ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ವಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ಯಾರಾಮೀಟರ್ ಮಧ್ಯ ಯು ನಾಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಹಾ ಏನ್ರಿ ಪ್ರದೀಪ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ 10 ಇಯರ್ 10 ಏನು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎನ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಮೀಟರ್ ಸಿ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಪಾಸಿಂಗ್ 10 ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಅ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 10 is what argument but instead of more function add ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ that is what function as an argument is and I can pass a function as an argument Instead of passing 10, I can create one function and I can pass that also. That is also possible in Python. That is what function as an argument is. Okay. So coming to one more most important function is called as lambda functions. Is it streaming now properly? Okay. You have something called as what? Lambda function. Important for data analytics function. ಓಕೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೂ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಲೂ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಓಕೆ ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಜಾವಾ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ನ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಆರೋ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆರೋ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ it is a short form anonymous function you don't have to pass a name and all similarly lambda is also what it is a small anonymous function lambda function can take any number of argument but can only have one expression okay so I'll declare and I'll show you see I wrote def square na def square okay same function I can use write using lambda also but I have to write lambda keyword first lambda okay need not write function name it will receive x it will receive x is what parameter I'm defining a function now okay you should write a word lambda first please focus when you're creating a lambda function you should write a word lambda then x okay then add a colon okay what it will do x square square 2 so no huh this is how you define a lambda function see okay here I'm writing once again def square it will receive x what I will do with x return x sorry x star 2 right same thing I can write using lambda function also but lambda function is what it is a anonymous function anonymous andre you don't have to give a name to a function temporary function okay so now how to make it work I will assign this to a variable called as a okay if I do type of a in baratika if I do type of a huh what answer I'll get it's a function okay if I print okay now a was expecting past 10 100 understanding this is how you create a lambda function is it clear okay so this was for one if I want to pass multiple arguments like one more function I'll write lambda it will take x so see the syntax okay x comma y and you have to write what data type it should give okay x and y it will receive as a parameter okay semicolon x plus y okay I'll put it in add or I'll variable called as b okay now if I do b of 10 I'll get answer right answer ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ತಾನೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ I have to pass two values ಒಂದು ನಂದನ್ ಹೌದು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ so this is how you write a lambda function lambda function is also called as one liner function instead of lining multiple lines I can write a function in a line clear any doubts okay I'll write one more function chuck okay so in really lambda function difference between normal function and lambda is what it has no name lambda has no return value am I writing return there Am I writing return? What you guys are doing? You see here. This is, I'll give you this notebook. You don't have to practice it. I'll share you this notebook. Okay, you can later on write it. Hmm? Lambda is what? Difference between lambda and normal function is what? It does not have name. Okay, it does not have return value. It is written in one line, not reusable. Can I use the code? No, because it does not have name only. How will you use it? If I create def square, I can use it square, 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 square. Can keep calling the function repetitively. But when it comes to lambda function, am I giving name to the function? Just lambda is a keyword, it's not a name. Lambda is keyword to understand, to make Python understand that I'm using lambda function. Okay. So I'll write a program, check if a string has a. What is the program? Check if a string has a. Using lambda function, how can I write? First lambda, tell me, it will receive a string. It will receive a string as a parameter. Okay. Then expression I have to write here. A in S. Okay. I'll assign it to a chuck. So I'll pass a string now. Chuck. Apple. True. Dop. Doppel. Is A in string? So I'll get false. ಇದು membership operator. A in S. Okay, see, in one line I can write a function. This is what the beauty of lambda function is. ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಕೇಳಿ ಕೇಳಿ ನಂಗೆ ಕೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಓಕೆ so why you are learning this function lambda function because of higher order function what is higher order function then why use lambda functions they are used with higher order function simple higher order functions are those functions we are calling a function inside a function higher order functions are those functions where we are calling in functions inside a function okay ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಎರಡು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಬೇಕಾ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎರಡು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಬೇಕು ತಾನೆ ಸೊ ಐಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಒನ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಓಕೆ ಐಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಒನ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಅದೇ ತಗೊಂತೀನಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ it will take x right and what it will return what x return what what it will return square in return ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ huh what it will return start to that's what I'm asking ನನ್ನ ಭಾಷೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ವಾ ನಿಮಗೆ you are able to understand my language right I'm not speaking some French or some Urdu huh? You can understand na okay so I'll create a function okay transform so this function transform will receive function as a parameter ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ this transform function will receive function as a parameter f and it will receive a list l
We don't have complete function.
no so this will receive function as a parameter see so far ನಾವು ಏನು ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ಹಾ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಎನ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ರೈಟ್ ನೌ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಮೀಟರ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಮೀಟರ್ ಓಕೆ ಹಾ ಸೊ ಐ ರೈಟ್ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಒನ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಓಕೆ ಫಾರ್ ಐ ಇನ್ ಎಲ್ ಓಕೆ ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಪಾಸ್ as a list okay it will iterate Okay, for I in L, okay, output dot append is what?
Adds the elements to
It is a method of which data type? List. List, right? Append is a what? Huh. Output dot append. Okay, I will give that function and I'll pass I. Okay, then I will print output. Okay, so now I will run this code. Okay, I will call this function transform. Transform again and ಕೇಳಕ್ pass ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಾನು. What all I have to pass in transform?
function and list.
What all I have to pass as an argument?
Function.
One function. Square is a function, right? This one. And a list. List I have to pass. Okay, I'll pass a list. 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 5. If I run this code, what output I'll get? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? What did I do? Huh?
Functions
Create a
and
function inside a function, pass the parameters, and call the function and pass the function name and the list.
Okay, good. Square function ಏನ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತೆ? Square ಮಾಡತ್ತೆ.
square.
Whatever I pass, it will square it. So what did I do? I created a function called as transform. It will take function as a parameter and argument and a list. Okay, so what I will do, I have created something called as output empty list. Okay, I'm iterating through L. ಇದೆ ತಾನೆ L. This is L, right? List ತಾನೆ ಹೇಳಿ ಬಾಯ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಐ ಇನ್ ಎಲ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಐ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಪೆಂಡ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು? ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಬದಲಿಗೆ ಐ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. 1 2 3 4 5 and this I'm appending it in the output and I'm printing the output. Clear ಆಯ್ತಾ? Okay, so lambda functions can be used instead of writing square. What I will do? Okay, I will use transform. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, instead of writing square, what I will do is I will create a lambda function. Obviously it is expecting a function f ಅಂತ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Okay, I'll write lambda x, okay, square 2, and I'll pass a list 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 5. I'll get the same output. Understanding, right? Okay, ಯಾಕೆ? See, lambda functions are used with higher order function. This is what higher order function is. What are higher order function? The functions which expect function as a parameter and argument. Higher order functions are those functions which expects functions as a parameter and argument. Understanding? Okay, ಸಿ ಈಗ ನಾಳೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಬರಿಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ದಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವಾಯ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು ನಾನು? ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ವಾಯ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಏನ್ರಿ? ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 3 ತಾನೆ? 3 ಮಾಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಅಂತ. It would have been lengthy process. So what I will do, instead of writing cube ಅಂತ ಬರ್ದಿ ಬರೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಐ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು 3 ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು. Understanding, right? So this is what higher order function, this is what lambda function is.
So that lambda function we have to take that again and again. We can't. It doesn't have any.
See, since this I understood. So this since it is anonymous function, we have to call it again and again with the function.
So why don't we use lambda if
See, lambda is like, suppose you have a function called as transform. I gave an example. Okay, tomorrow if you are working with other things, you will have big functions, higher order functions, and you have to pass that value only once.
Okay.
In those cases, you use lambda function. ओके, थोड़ी ना बार बार हम लोग स्क्वायर कॉल करते करते जाएंगे, एक ही बार कॉल करेंगे ना. With bigger functions, lambda functions are used. With smaller functions, you can create def, you can do it. Okay, clear? Huh? Now you have something called as map. You have something called as map function. Okay. So what map function will do? It will map two words. Map andre ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ? What is mapping? Com- Combining two things. Okay. Yeah, I can use lambda function with map also. Okay. See map. So what all I wrote, Allah, I can still compress it into map function. Okay. I can use map as a keyword. Okay. See, this map expects a function and a list. What does map function expect? It is an inbuilt function. Map is what? Inbuilt function. Okay, this inbuilt function, we have to pass an argument called as a function and a list. ಏನ್ರಿ ನಂದು ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಕಣ್ಣು ಮುಚ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ನಿದ್ದೆ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ಆ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ವಾ ನೀನೆ? ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೋರ್ ಅನಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದೆ ನನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಾಸು. ಹ್ಮ್. So map is a function, inbuilt function, which expects a function and a list as an argument. Transform was the function created by me, which was expecting a function and a list as a argument. Argument ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಕಿರಿಕಿರಿ ಬೇಡ, ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರಿಬೇಕಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಪೈಥಾನ್ ಈಸಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮ್ಯಾಪ್ ಅಂತ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಐ ಪಾಸ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಯರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಮ್ಯಾಪ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. ಆದರೆ ನನಗೆ ಬರೀ ಅದರದ್ದು ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಅಸೈನ್ ಇಟ್ ಟು I should assign it to a, or I need to convert it to a list. Okay, only then type casting ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು. See, same output, then this. I don't have to write this much also. Transform and all ಬರಿಬೇಕಂತಾನಿಲ್ಲ. Okay, directly. Okay, map function ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎರಡು ಜೋಡಿಸ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. I'll get a similar outcome. ಓಕೆ, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸಿ, ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್. ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಬರಿಬೇಕಂತಾನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇಟರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಂತಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಮ್ಯಾಪ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಎರಡು ಜೋಡಿಸ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೊ ಆಡ್ ಇವನ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದು? ಲೇಬಲ್, ಹೌ ಟು ಲೇಬಲ್ ಆಡ್ ಇವನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಮ್ಯಾಪ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ. ಓಕೆ, ಐ ರೈಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಪ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್, then lambda. Okay, it will receive parameter as x. Okay, even if x percentage 2 equal to 0, else odd. I'll convert into list. And sorry, I have to pass list also, no? List pass madilla. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then I'll convert this whole thing. Oh shit. Convert this whole thing to a list. See, wherever it is 1, it is getting odd, and wherever there is even, I'm getting even. Okay, this is the beauty of what? Okay, so you have something called as filter function also. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್? ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಬರೀ ಎಲ್ಲ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ, ಅನ್ನೆಸೆಸರಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ, ಬರೀ ನೆಸೆಸರಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದಷ್ಟೇ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಹೌ ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್? ಓಕೆ, ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಸೇಮ್, ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಇನ್ಬಿಲ್ಟ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್, ರೈಟ್? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ. ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ? ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಇನ್ಬಿಲ್ಟ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್, ಓಕೆ, ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ, it will get x. I'll put an expression greater than 5. Okay, and I'll pass the list to, oh sorry, 3 4 5 6 7 8. So nange ಏನು ಬಂತು? So I have to convert it into a list. ಬರೀ ನಂಗೆ 6 7 8 ಬಂತು. What filter has done? It has not given me 3 4 5. Okay, it has only given me 6 7 8. Okay, reduce ಹಂಗೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ for somewhat. Okay, reduce not required, this much is ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಯು ಟು ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ ದಿಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ಯು ಸಮ್ 15 minutes. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟೆಡ್. ಓಕೆ, I have some task for you. So this is the exercise functions. You have to write it, solve it, and show me. Okay. Okay. ಸೊ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾಳೆ ಫ್ಲಾಸ್ಕಲ್ಲೂ ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, Django-ದಲ್ಲೂ lambda functions are used. Data analytics also lambda function is used. Okay. Okay, then I'll wind up. I'll give you time. First, go through the class. Okay. If you have anything, you can let me know. Questions I'll share. First, go through the